What? It's 10 years. But what do we say? God, this is God. It's surprising it is 10 years. I never thought it, I never saw it coming. But I must say it has been an adventurous journey, a very adventurous journey. That we have done 10 years as Almond, it's incredible. However, in all this, we give glory, we give credit to God. I have said it has been adventurous. For the many lessons that we have picked, for the very many people that we have encountered, for the many relationships that we have built, for all this that we have come to get through or within the 10 year, we have really been built. So should I say this, that it's 10 years now since the inception, the birth of Almond. We are made up of the experiences, the people, the relationships, the challenges that we have faced. They have made us what we are today. And so we really thank God that we have been able to surmount the challenges. We have been able to take advantage of the available opportunities. In the course of time, we have built strength. And therefore, if we are standing today, we thank God for the strength that we've been able to build over time. I want to believe all of us know that an organization or any product is designed to serve or solve a problem. And so the idea of Almond coming was geared towards solving a certain problem or filling a certain gap in the real estate sector. And so we looked at this thing that land in Kenya is both emotive and very scarce. And so we looked at the population and the growth of our population in the Republic, and it's a growing population. And so we realized that with a scarce resource called land, the growing population will eventually come to a point where they are in a dilemma as upcoming youth. Where shall we have, to settle our family? If we need to settle our family and we need a piece of land, and it's very scarce, and the scarcer it becomes, the more expensive it becomes. So we looked at the majority of our people who are at the bottom of the pyramid. And we realized that these people, a majority of them have or will never have access to owning a piece of land or even having a space in which they can settle their families. That gap we saw, and we asked ourselves, how do we help the majority in this country to own a piece of land, however scarce, however emotive, and however expensive it is? And so we said, we'll, in our small way, we'll come in and decide to settle there and help these people become what they have always dreamt of becoming and have what they have always dreamt of having. And therefore, that is how the idea of Almond came in, number one. And number two, we scripturally based it. And we realized that in the days of Moses, when Moses was called to lead the sons of Jacob out of Egypt to the land that God had promised their forefathers, even though Moses never arrived into the promised land, he handed the mantle to Joshua. And there was the statement that Joshua will cause the sons of Abraham to inherit the land they were promised. And so we took it unto ourselves and we said, then in this country, we can be a Joshua who has an almond stick that bears fruit and subsequently giving life to a majority of people at the bottom of the pyramid, and then leading them to the land of their inheritance. And so that journey, we started it very humbly, without resources. We decided going into that route of an agency where we were doing property management. Why? Just to try and gather the resources and see if we put in what we had saved as individuals, and then come into the industry from the lowest position. Then we can sew it up. People will know us from there. They will understand what Almond is. We'll be able to sell the vision to them at that position. And eventually, going forward, we shall learn the ropes. How is this issue of land held in the hearts of the people of Kenya? How is it taken by the agencies that interact with it every other time? And so that is how we began, and we have gone through it from that property management arm to a land buying organization, to land selling, to land construction, or what one would call development, where now we've grown even to constructing and developing residential units for our people. We had the first project called Mwanzo. Mwanzo is a Kiswahili word meaning Genesis, beginning. And now at the 10th year, without plan, by the grace of God, by the plan of God, we are getting into our 10th project. And so in all this, from project 1 in Mwanzo, all the way to the upcoming Almond Kiserian homes in Kajiado, a huge housing project, we are looking forward and we are telling ourselves, oh God, so you have made us serve these people. We have people who own land. We have people who never thought they can become landowners. But God, through us, has enabled us to even become facilitators, because at some point we have brought in other partners who have played a key and very crucial role in enabling our end users, our home buyers, our land buyers. So over the 10 years, I can tell you, with really grateful to the people who believed in us at Mwanzo Gardens, who believed in us at Nebo, who believed in us when we went to Baraka, when we went to Kitengera, when we are also in Kiambu, who believed in us when we started our housing program in 2020. And they could not understand when we were talking of, yes, the government of Kenya under the previous administration had the affordable housing program under them in the Big Four agenda. But we looked at, the government has the muscle to do it. But we looked at it closely. We thought the government doesn't have the heart. We are the people who have the heart of our people, and we want to be used of God to do it. Thank you to all those who believed in our housing agenda. Even today, as we go to our 10th project, which is a housing project, and I should tell you, Mr. Kamau, that this is a 260 housing project. So what is to be started from a 20 acre, I can tell you we have done a 42 acre. When we started in one apartment with 40 units of 1 bedroom and studios, we have done 3 bedrooms. We have done a 60-unit project, now heading to a 260 project, which even the government of Kenya, as a major stakeholder in the industry, has believed in what we have done in the past, and they are seeing that we have the capacity. In that respect, therefore, the government has actually partnered with us and appointed us as their strategic partner in offering affordable housing. And therefore, we are really grateful over the 10 years from the first project. We thank the financiers in the US who believed in us. They entrusted their funds to us, and we have worked with them to date. And we want to tell the Kenyan people and our clients across territories that we will not disappoint. You have made us start over 10 years. We want to tell you now we continue to put our roots deep. We want to continue growing deep, becoming stronger and offering a bigger shade so that a majority of people can have a place they can really patch on in Almond.
My name is Aida Wanjiku Githenji. I am the customer service manager at Almond Estate. I've been serving at Almond for the past 4 years now.
My name is Daniel Kimathi, serving at Almond Estate for the past 3 years as an architect and also the end of project.
By the time I was joining Almond, the company, it was at around that time of COVID. We were very fortunate to be among those people who were still at work then. And thankfully, the Lord carried us through. We were able to close our land project at Kimuka Nebo Gardens Phase 2 during that season. Then at the same time, it is when we started our housing projects. The first housing project began back in 2020, and we were able now to help quite a number of Kenyans, about 40 Kenyans, to acquire apartments. Those were 1 bedroom and studio apartments. So I would say from the time I joined Almond Estate, I've seen tremendous growth, both in the land sector and housing sector.
For the past 10 years, the Almond Estate has undergone a very remarkable transformation, being two major transformations which can be categorized into phases. One being in land and the other one being in housing. In phase 1, which is Almond Heights, gets through 1, which is present in Mamto, just past Kitisuru. The second transformation was in Bungalows, which is situated in Kamangu, covering 1 and 3/4 acres, consisting of 20 units. The third transformation was on Kitisuru Phase 2, which is now under construction. We are winding up in Block 8. I would say it's a remarkable transformation, which now align with the needs of our citizens, providing affordable housing and also a value-added plot. Our key strategy is to make sure that we use the available resources. The same resources can be used in the current citizenry and also the future citizens. With that, it distinguishes us with the rest of the real estate allowed. We also make sure we are distinctive in matters of integrity to our clients, whereby customer service is our basic thing. We focus on satisfying our client. We also focus on innovations. We also focus on the market transformations and the current trends in the markets.
I have had quite an experience, and for me, a very satisfying day at work is when a client approaches me and tells me that you are able to meet their needs and satisfy them and exceed expectations.
My best moment here is when we actually promise a client and then deliver at the same time. For example, I put out a single project, maybe the completed project is a promise we gave the client and we deliver at the same time. That is a very satisfying moment for me because it gives me the confidence to face our client and also to be proud of this company.
I'm so elated, let me say. I have seen this company grow seriously, not only in terms of projects, but also in terms of the team we work with internally. We have had a very supportive CEO, Mr. Washira, as well as the people we work with. Trust me, were it not for the internal staff, even externally, we wouldn't have exceeded. So I believe, and even as we move to our 10th project, that really much better is coming. Even towards the company, we expect tremendous growth in future. And even as we look forward, we are very hopeful that great things are ahead of us. So for me, 10 years and 10th project means that we are really somewhere in this space of real estate, because it can only speak for itself. Not very many have been able to get 10 years in real estate.
10 years is an excellent thing for this company, especially now starting from zero and coming all the way up to where we are. I would attribute the congratulations to the company owner, who is the CEO and the MD, Mr. Washira, who has led the company in a very reputable manner, putting a very proper strategic approach and a strategic plan, focusing on the current need for our citizens, which the need itself is very sustainable in terms of housing, which are very sustainable both for the current citizens and the future, including using the available resources to make sure there is something available for the citizens.
There's no one individual who has a monopoly of any knowledge. And so I must say I'm very grateful. I have had a team that is very supportive, from the team that is supporting in terms of management, who have brought in the various expertise. They're from different disciplines, all the way from marketing, customer relations, finance, project management, the media and digital, the IT arm. All of these, they have come in handy into helping Almond become what it is. And therefore, what we are seeing is not the singular work of myself as the CEO or members of the board, but it's an effort that is combined. And so I must say, over the last 10 years, we have had a very supportive staff. I must say thank you so very much to them. Over time, we have built strength. We have taken advantage of opportunities available. But I should tell you, we have had challenges as well. Like any other, even an individual during growth, a child once born, he has so many challenges before he becomes who we see him at the time we are seeing them. And so as an organization, we have had many challenges over that period of time. And we are not telling ourselves that challenges will not be coming. Life is about challenges, but it is important how we overcome or mitigate those challenges or threats. And what do you think of a declining economy? You know, it is a weakening purchasing power for everybody. So when there is a weak economy, when there's challenges that are political, those are issues that we need to look at as an organization and tell ourselves, now, how do we go about it? And we have found ourselves remaining apolitical. We are not politically inclined to any other, so that we are not looked at from a political position. Almond is apolitical. We are politically neutral, always in support of the government of the day. The other thing are issues, for example, during COVID. COVID just hit us. As a country, we were unprepared. What about as an organization? We were much more unprepared. But then we knew of taking people to site, people coming together, taking them as a group to site. We had to go digital, we had to go technological, and even take people to site virtually. Just take people to site virtually. So what is we would have closed down, what is to have failed to serve our people because of the pandemic. Then we had to ask God to show us the way out. And the way out came out strongly. We went digital. And today, we remain a digital organization. We are huge in the digital space. And so, what is that challenge was there? We were able. I say it. When the purchasing power of our people became weak, we called in other partners. We called in financial institutions who are going to come in and be a supplement the purchasing power of our people, so that then we are not going to say we have no way out of this. So there are many challenges, including labor turnover, but always we are an organization that supports the growth of our people, career development of our staff, and so we have nurtured many people in this organization, and we are seeing them doing well in other spaces. So we have taken everything in a stride. We have taken everything in a stride, and we continue to believe that we shall amplify the strength in us, even as we look at how to mitigate the challenges or threats that come around. Yes, people come here having learned about us either by way of referral, either by way of locating us in the media, either social media or the conventional media, and they come in here looking for solutions. Like I said, we are, as a real estate, we have individuals who have looked to partner with us and do help them move from one level economically to another, popularly known as the joint venture programs. But I must say one thing that is very captivating. The aspect of starting a project and completing it is a big thing. It's a ship leaving the dock and taking a load to a destination. And so I must say that whenever we have found ourselves starting a project and completing it, that's a great thing. What about issuance of title deeds? You know, real estate ownership is about defining ownership is by way of a legitimate document called a title deed. For those in apartments, it's a section or title. So navigating through the process of the sectional title, especially when we started housing, and immediately the same year, government rendered the law that was in place then obsolete and introduced a new law called the Sectional Properties Act 2020. Navigating that process has taken us 3 years, but we have been able to sustain the process. We've been able to make our customers understand that this is how it is happening. And so eventually, what a joy when we deliver sectional titles to members of Kitsuru, to members of Valiant Homes. What about title deeds for all these land projects? Delivering them is a great thing. Let me tell you something, my friend. When we talk of 10 projects, we are not talking of a land project of 3 acres. Our smallest land project was 16 acres, Nebo Phase 2. The others are 20, 18, 15, 20, 40, such. So we're talking of huge, large projects. And so we're looking at the majority of people that have bought into those projects, and they are in hundreds. What about turning them into households? There are many households. And so it's inspiring then to see that we have offered a solution. We have gone through challenges, but we have been able to sail through the challenges. And at the other end, we have taken our people together with ourselves, with their solution, with their dreams and families settled. So we're looking forward to an exciting decade ahead. 2, 3, this company is established for posterity. Let me say, number one, I'm very, very grateful to God for seeing us through 10 years. When I sat down and found that we get into our 10th anniversary, it was quite amazing. It was delightful in my heart, and I must say thank you to our Almighty Father. I must also say thank you to all the people who trusted us when we began. You know, like in a startup, one would have said, this is a startup, and we are uncertain about startup. But I thank God because they believed in us, and the people working with us, the partners who are internally inside here as members of staff, I must say we are so grateful. We are appreciative to all of them. They also believed in us, and they have become our ambassadors. What a good thing that we have ambassadors internally and we have ambassadors externally. The satisfied customers that are settled in their places, in their pieces of land, the satisfied customers that are settled in their homes. Let us continue to stand together. They are our invariable ambassadors, and we are so very grateful for them, and the government of the Republic of Kenya for a conducive environment.
A large donation, and because the Widows Ministry has been enriched by your faithfulness, we award this certificate of appreciation to you.